Hey guys, in today's episode, what we're going to talk about is the Isley Brothers lesson. Here it goes. Quantity leads to quality. Let me say it again. Quantity leads to quality. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another episode of Career Strategies. My name is Rodney Hughes, Mr. 100%, and today's episode is being brought to you by Interview Prep University. It is a 100% free virtual training platform that is designed to help you prepare for an upcoming telephone, video, or face-to-face interview. So if you need help exponentially improving your job interview skills before your upcoming interview, this is a must-have training. Okay, it's 100% free. You don't have to subscribe to anything or sign up for anything. All you have to do is go to this website, www.interviewprepuniversity.com. Again, that's www.interviewprepuniversity.com. Okay, so again, in today's episode, what we're talking about is the Isley Brothers. Okay, and most importantly, it's this concept I'm going to share with you called quantity leads to quality. So first, major salute to the Isley Brothers. Okay, to me, even though I'm a millennial, okay, and even though I'm a younger guy, okay, I am a super big fan of the Isley Brothers. Okay, I have a tremendous amount of respect for the music that they've been able to create throughout the years. And as a matter of fact, I mean, you know, I'm not a great singer. Okay, I could hold I cut a little rug now, all right. but I'm definitely not a singer, and I have the greatest amount of respect for people who are musicians that are able to create powerful music from scratch. Okay, and him and his brothers and his group come from a time where you had to have real talent, not the play. There was no Pro Tools. Okay, there weren't any of these other programs back in the day, or technology back in the day that could dramatically enhance someone's lack of skill and make them sound great. Okay, it just didn't exist back then. So back during their time, they had to have real skill. Like, they had to really be able to walk up and perform live and get down live. And so that's why I have such a great respect for the Isley Brothers. Their catalog is so deep. They have so much great music out there. And what inspired me to talk about the Isley Brothers in this particular episode is I recall this one time, me and my wife were headed down. I'm not sure if I think my son might have been born at that time. No, I think this was when my wife was pregnant, and we were headed once a year. Our family gets together in a location. This particular year, it was in Orlando, and so I got on the road. And whenever I get on the road, a lot of times I like to just listen to music, because my wife, especially during that time, she would go to sleep on you in a heartbeat. Okay, I'm talking about before I even get out the neighborhood. Okay, she would go to sleep sometimes. Okay, so on long trips, what I would typically do is I would either listen to a podcast of some sort, or mostly what I would do is listen to music. And so this particular time that I was headed down to Orlando for this family event, I remember while I was still in Atlanta, I said, man, let me go ahead and check out the Isleys, man. So I went on Spotify and pulled up and just checked out, the Isley Brothers. And first off, I didn't even realize how many freaking albums they did. Okay, the Isley Brothers have done an outrageous number of albums. Okay, we're not just talking songs, we're talking albums. Okay, and I can only imagine how many, the number of songs that they produced. Right? See, with all the albums that they have out, it's tons of songs on there. But think about all the songs that they probably created during their time that never even made it onto an album. It's mind-boggling, okay? It's crazy to me, right? But I learned such a valuable lesson when I was listening to the Isley Brothers as I was headed to Orlando. Because essentially, I listened to them from Atlanta all the way to Orlando. So I think that was like a maybe 7 or 8 hour trip. And so I listened to them that entire time. And I realized something very interesting about halfway to Orlando. Let me take a quick sip of water. I realized something very interesting about halfway there. On the way there, it started to dawn on me that, wow, like I know a lot of the Isley Brothers' top songs out there, right? Like, cause I'm a fan, right? But this was my first time like really listening to their albums per se. And what I came to realize was something very interesting. On each album, there was one or maybe two big hits on an album, on each album. But that was it. All the other songs on those albums, okay, were songs that I had never heard before in my life. And this was like album after album after album. There would be one or two major songs that everybody knows, right? But most of the songs that they created, most of the songs that made up those albums, I ain't never heard of them. It was amazing. It was amazing to me. I was like, dude, this is powerful. This is powerful, right? It was powerful to me because what I came to realize is that, wow, quantity is what leads to quality. Every artist that I know and respect, or that I'm aware of and that I respect their craft, it started to dawn on me every time I would talk, every time I would hear them talk in different scenarios, they would always talk about how much music they had created in order to get to the songs that were most popular. And what's interesting is how often the artists didn't necessarily know what song was going to be the top song, the most popular song that set them on the map. Dude, this was a game changer. This was a game changer for me because I'm a creative person, right? And a lot of times, what gets in the way of people advancing their career, what gets in the way of people going after their dreams a lot of times is this false sense of perfection that people have. Like a lot of people will either hesitate to take action or just flat out will not take action in situations where they don't feel like it's the most optimal situation, or if they feel like it's not their best work. They have this perfection type mindset, right? But the reality is that the people out here accomplishing great things, most of it, I guarantee you, if you look close enough, most of what they've done wasn't a hit. Most of what they've done wasn't lightning in a bottle. You understand? And that was the revelation that I really took from listening to the Isley Brother albums, because all the other music was good too. But what was just interesting to me is that how it was just maybe 1 or 2 songs on each album that was like the breakout song that I knew, and I'm sure a lot of other people knew. And it was just really interesting. See, because right now, today, the Isley Brothers can step on stage and can probably rock out for 2 hours straight. That's how deep their catalog is. That's how much value that they've created in the marketplace. That's how many hits that they've been able to make throughout the years, right? But they were able to get to those golden songs, those diamonds in the rough, right? They were able to get to those great songs that we know them for through creating a large body of work. And so for me, one of the things that I'm trying to do more nowadays is I'm trying to think in terms of creating a body of work. Because here's the thing, I don't know what's gonna work. And a lot of times, most people don't really know per se what's gonna work. Most people can have an idea. Sometimes people can be confident about what it is that they're doing, right? But I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of times I've been wrong. There have been times I've thought to myself, oh yeah, this is gonna kill them. With different things, not always business oriented, but in different things, there have been plenty of times that I'm like, oh yeah, this is it right here. And it ends up being a flop, right? And then there have been times where I didn't really have high expectations at all for some of the things that I've done. And those things sometimes have ended up being some of the most successful things I've done, right? So I think what the point that I'm trying to make in today's video or in today's podcast is really, I want you to focus on creating a body of work, okay? I want you to think in terms of that. I want you to like kind of embrace this Isley Brothers lesson, okay? I want you to focus on creating a body of work. You understand? Because if you can create a body of work, most of the things that you do might not be big hits at all. A lot of them might even be failures, right? But if you focus on creating a body of work, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have enough successes to sustain you for the rest of your career. And that's based on a true story. Listen, I hope you got great value out of today's episode. If you did, do me a favor, pick up a copy of my book, The Ugly Truth About Getting Hired, How to Land the Job of Your Dreams Regardless of the Competition. This book is all about teaching you how to differentiate yourself in the interview process so that you can eliminate most of your competition and be able to position yourself as the ideal candidate of choice. Okay, so whether you're fresh into the job market, or whether you're a seasoned veteran, or whether you're actively looking for a job now or not actively looking for a job now, this is a must-have book. Like I promise you, you will not find another book on the market like this book, okay? It's a great book. It's a short read, and it's filled with a tremendous amount of value. So if you'd like to support and pick up a copy of my book, go to my website, www.theuglytruthbook.com. Again, that's www.theuglytruthbook.com. And when you order a physical copy of this book, I will give you immediate access to a free downloadable version of this book, so that you can have immediate access to the content. All right. Listen, thank you so much for staying tuned in on this episode. Hopefully you got great value. If you did, smash the like button and do me a favor, drop a comment below. Tell me what you thought about this particular episode, and if you felt like it was really valuable. I want to hear from you, okay? And until next time, listen, stay focused on accomplishing what it is that you want to do in your career. Focus on advancing in your career. Focus on reaching your potential. And I will see you in the next episode. Take care.